Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. Okay, Taurus, so tonight we have the Prince of Swords. Yes, I love this energy, and it also annoys me so greatly. I always think of the Prince of Swords as like a young adult, because of the prince or whatever. But young adult just got out of college or, whatever they did after high school. And they think they know everything. They absolutely believe in their heart of hearts that they have the answers to everything. And why didn't you think of that? And oh my gosh, your generation ruined everything. And this and that and that and this. And, just this kind of, just kind of really the narrow mind that is just about to be, awakened. Right on the cusp of awakening. So, we all know people like this. We are probably people who were like this as well. And you know what? We might even still be. Because I know I absolutely struggle with being a know-it-all sometimes too. I even caught myself doing it today, which really annoyed me. So, here we go. We're not going to start this thing with annoyance, but it could be there, right? But on the other hand, let's talk about, for 2 seconds, let's talk about the good qualities. I don't want to be disparaging. This is a person also, or an energy, an archetype that really is excited. Okay, like this is who needs to come into a discipline, an industry, a focus of research or whatever. They need to come into a field and bring life with them, because they have all kinds of different experiences from somebody who's been doing this work for like 40 years and they've been there, they've been in the trenches. But then you have these young people coming in and they have these wild, innovative ideas, and they're seeing things from different perspectives, and that can also be very exciting. It can also be very scary, right? Because it is. It's like, am I like becoming this like outdated thing? All of a sudden I have to kind of, continue to push to evolve my thinking and this and that. So it can be kind of confronting, right? But also, yeah, man, like the times they are changing, right? Okay, let's go ahead. We're gonna turn this thing. We're gonna line it up, and we're gonna. Okay, Taurus, I'm so excited to do this reading today. I have such a love and affinity for Taurus energy and Taurus people in general. And I thank you. I always say, Taurus people are the ultimate artists. Every Taurus that I've been privileged enough to know very closely has been just an amazing artist, musician, thinker, and always very unique, especially in the way they present themselves. Like different kinds of like fashion and subculture, and really cool. So let's see, we have, it looks like a person holding a child, a young child right here. And here's the parent or the caregiver holding the child. We have a house right here. We have a person approaching the house. We have it looks like a the shamrock, but it's only 3 leaves. Ooh, look at this. We have a person standing upon the crescent moon. Here's the head of the person, the upper body, their legs. They're holding, it looks like, behind their head, an arrow, and then we have a mermaid or a siren. Okay, so I want to talk about that. Ooh. Ooh. So I'm just going to say from the top here, this feels like there was some kind of like maybe infidelity or at least the breaking up of a union. Maybe it was marriage. Maybe it was, you know, like a partnership, a family's closeness, a friendship. But what we have is definitely this feeling of family, parenting being very important. We also have the house. So this is very much about like a domestic situation, the configuration of such. Now, we have bad luck. I mean, I'm sorry, but it does look like bad luck because it's the 3-leafed clover. And that's not necessarily, I can get there, I promise. Not necessarily bad luck, but what it is like you're excited. Oh, I found it. I found the winning one. And you get it and you bring it close and you see, oh, it was like I was deceived by my eyes, or I saw, you know, I misread the situation, or, you know, or I was somebody or something misled me on purpose. And so then up here, we have a person who is in a very delusional, like a place of great illusion, which is the moon energy, standing upon it, trying to, you know, find love or make this love connection. And it is with somebody who is a siren, right? And what does that mean? That's that mythological character or, you know, race of beings that sing to the sailors, right? They swim in the ocean and they sing and they're beautiful and they're enchanting and hypnotic. And the sailor hears the siren sing her song or his song, and they turn towards them because they really want to find them. It sounds so beautiful. I have to find them. They're, you know, just absolutely intoxicating, enchanting. And the sailor goes towards them and they find their rune, right? They hit the rocks or they go into the shallows or, you know, whatever it is. They get trapped on an island. The siren is a predator, right? And so what I'm seeing here is somebody who kind of tried their luck, threw away their life, this beautiful family home situation they had going on, which of course nothing is perfect, right? No family is perfect. No household is perfect. We all have our days. We all have our, you know, things that we need to work on and things that, about each other that just get us going, tick us off, you know, all of that. No marriage is perfect. No relationship between parent and child, and no, they're not. Nobody has it perfect. But we live in a time in this modern era where we've all decided that we are okay with giving up on stuff really easily sometimes, or, you know, we come into situations wholly unprepared and we end up acting wild or disrespectful, or we mistreat people that we love because we're not developed beings, right? And or somebody treats us like that as well, right? It can happen. So I see this person going into this situation and absolutely is not what they thought it was going to be. And do they regret it? Yeah, I think that they do. And I'm going to say that, you know, I don't think this is you, although it could be, you know, and no judgment. We've all made mistakes. I haven't been a bad partner in relationships when I was younger. So I know, you know, I'm never going to sit here on like a pedestal and like say, oh, I'm so perfect. You know, I judge you, I judge you, I judge you. No. You know, this is life. Most of us are just doing the best we can and making it up as we go along, right? And so, you know, it could be that you were the one. Maybe you decided you were going to leave the situation you were in and you thought it was maybe worse than, you know, it felt worse on the inside than on the outside of it. And, you know, you get yourself into this next relationship and it's, you know, it's not good. It's not good. And maybe this happened to you and maybe this is going on now. Maybe this is ancient history. I'm not sure. But I do feel like this is really important. And obviously, you know, and I keep looking at this. It's WED. And I want to say, like, you know, keep moving towards where your intuition is going to take you, because at some point you're going to figure it out and hopefully you will get married again, or you will get married in the first place, or whatever your intention might be. But I don't think that is not wed, like wedding or getting wed. I think that this is actually Wednesday. I think there's something coming up on Wednesday for you. I'm not sure what it is, and I want to keep looking at this, but it seems important. Wednesday, a Wednesday of great importance. And I have to think that, let's see. So we have a person holding a paper, and I'll show you how that is. The head, the body, and the legs, and then arm kind of up here, and it's a paper. And you can even see the lines. So I almost wonder if you're going to receive some kind of, you know, like paperwork or like a summons, or maybe it's legal paperwork. Now, I feel like this is a good time to think about if you're going through a situation, like maybe you are, like what if you are getting like divorce papers, or you know that you're serving somebody with papers here in the next few days or on next Wednesday, right? A good place to be thinking about mindfulness and these kind of, you know, centering techniques, things to kind of self-soothe, you know, to really kind of think about how are you going to react and get yourself in a place of being in control before, you know, something might arise. You know, I'm not going to say like you all while out all the time, but I used to be married to a Taurus, so I do know it does help to prepare for when things are going to be a little more tough. Now we have the stag meeting this lunar feminine energy. And it's, I love you, I love you, I love you. And camping. So I almost wonder if this is like a father, brother, somebody. And I keep seeing the name, or maybe it's Reno or Rio. And Perry. Perry. Perry? Or Barry? It could be Barry. Like, I guess berries. I'm thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, the name Barry. But that's an A. That's an A. That's Barry. Oh, Lenor. And I think that you went camping. I think there's like this sense of going out of doors together a lot, spending a lot of time. I feel like this is your person that taught you kind of about character and, how we behave really reflects like who we are as people, and the way that we treat other people and this and that. And I feel like this is a very controlled being, like somebody who is very, very aware of themselves and how they interact with others and how they treat others and this kind of energy. And I feel like in these situations where things start to feel so overwhelming and so confronting and, I feel like there's really this, get into that place of mind. The emotions are important as well, but they are transient and shifting, just as thoughts are. So we don't need to hold on to them. We do not need to like create, some statue of them that it's going to last forever within us, because really we could feel them and let them go. And we can, ultimately, not dwell in that place for longer than we need to. Okay, so I feel like, the real message here is, well, that you're loved, of course, and you have somebody with you watching over you, but also to remember yourself and to employ those lessons that you learned, that you were taught. And that you just observed. I think that's the bigger thing here, is you just observed how this person moved through life. And there seems to be like a lot of respect there. And so I think that's important to kind of commune with them and, well, maybe, actively. Sometimes I think, I don't know. I mean, this is my own method, but sometimes I just have to kind of be like mimic somebody. Like I feel like my grandmother would have done this way, like when I'm, making dough or something. And I do until I find my own rhythm with it, I find my own way of doing something. I sometimes have to mimic what I imagine somebody else who I've watched do it, how they would do it. And, put myself into their, kind of invoking them, right? And so we also have, it looks like the letter R here and the letter E. There's also a bird up here, and I feel like in the next, I would say in the next few days, there is going to be some kind of contact, somebody contacting you out of the blue. And it seems to be about something, I feel like it's a legal matter. The first thing I saw was UA, and I was like, oh, well, maybe, I don't know what happened, but if you know what a UA is, then you know what I'm talking about. But I don't know what happened with this person, but they have something to talk to you about. Maybe they're asking for help, or I don't know. But it seems like there's somebody in your life. I don't feel like they're super close to you, but I feel like they have some kind of legal stuff going on, and they're going to be calling you. I think for advice. It seems like maybe for advice. All right, so now we're going to do 3 lucky numbers. Number 10, number 45, and number 28. All right. And so, and that's, let me do one more thing. I have to run, but I'm just going to do, Indigo Sage affirmation cards. I have to go pick up my daughter in a few minutes here. Okay, this one. Oh, beautiful. The pink purpley marbles. Holy yes to all of you. Experience yourself from a new ecstatic perspective every moment. I love it, and I love you, Taurus. You are amazing. You're wonderful. Thank you for letting me feel your energy and bring you these messages. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. Please take care of yourself these next days. We'll talk soon. I love you. I love you. I love you. Good night.